So you know that heart stroke is different from brain stroke. So brain stroke, which is also called as cerebrovascular accident, is generally what happens in stroke is there is interruption of blood supply. So that may be in case of brain, that is to the brain, and in case of a heart it is interruption of blood supply to the heart that leads to damage, right? Because there is deprivation of glucose and other nutrients. So if we see the stroke, there are three types of stroke. So what are the conditions where the blood supply is getting hampered? In it depends on type of strokes. Like there are three types of stroke, that is ischemic stroke, hemorrhagic stroke, and transient ischemic attack. So how they are different is ischemic stroke is when there is interruption in blood supply. Next is hemorrhagic stroke, when there is disruption or damage of blood vessels that leads to interruption in blood supply. And transient ischemic attack is, for example, atherosclerotic condition where there is any lipid or any plaque is there, so that leads to interruption in the blood supply to the particular area. Among these three strokes, ischemic stroke is of 87%, which indicates, means particularly ischemic stroke indicates the presence of thrombosis, that is clot, or which is also called as embolism or systemic hypoperfusion. Because of that clot, there is decreased blood flow to the brain, and this leads to decreased amount of oxygen and glucose supply to the particular area. So if you are a researcher and you want to do any research in the brain, so you can search for the ischemic stroke. Into that you can search for the understanding or identification of molecular pathways which are involved in the neuronal cell death following ischemic stroke, right? So this may be processes that leads to neuronal death like ionic imbalance and peri-infarct depolarization and many more.